Hi, okay, good evening, everyone. So you got your student performance appraiser for this month. Most of you will got score. So anything that is 7 and above is considered very good. You have 5 areas. So my advice is later you get asked from your parents. Okay, all your parents must acknowledge and update me. So next month we'll have a new set of things. Okay, just to update. I want to update with Ethan. Ethan, can you all turn on your camera, please? Hurry, don't worry, just turn on the camera. Thanks. Ethan. Hello, Ethan. Are you there? Ethan 我听说最后一课那个 history 跟 SS 拿掉是吗 ？O level， 你知道吗？你晓得吗 ？Do you know about
this?
For
all the subjects is taken out.
Taken out, So you know which topic taken out from history or not?
End of Cold
War. So really end了 What a coincidence. How about social study?
It's the technology chapter.
I think it's security, right? Last chapter, right?
Yeah. Security.
No need to secure already 咯。你懂为什么不用 security 了吗
？Wait, let me see
It's confirmed no security， 因为没有 security 了。COVID-19 都没有 security， 你怎么 secure 也没有用。
How do we respond to tensions arising from some security impacts of
Yeah, so it's the cyber security or this thing.
Yeah, it's the cyber security.
Yeah, so Yichen, Xingchen and Howard, good luck to you. If next year really, I mean, we all want to don't have COVID-19. If option A is still got COVID-19 next year, maybe you'll be escaped for the last chapter. But if everything back to normal, Xingchen, good luck to you. Okay, you're gonna complete everything. But anyway, don't worry lah. Okay, you all are well prepared already. In fact, Xingchen and Howard, you all have went through 2 difficult years of COVID-19. So Ethan, your next year, if you go to JC or Poly, it's a new things, and you might be also hopefully don't COVID-19 because end up you don't enjoy a real school life. Every day stay at home and do HBL, so boring, like Ethan, correct? You agree, Ethan? Okay, I think you agree, Okay, never mind. So let's go through the topic today that is very important to all the 3 of you. And either this year or next year, I think this topic may come up. So pay attention. I'm still thinking how to use the whiteboard. Oh, I found it ready. Okay, give me a minute. I'll see whether I can do the whiteboard. So you all can type in, especially for a dear friend who is having a sore throat. So it's okay, don't worry. Shucks, how to do the whiteboard? Okay. Ethan, you know how to do that? Is it annotate there? Okay. Somebody draw something already. Okay. But I want to go to the whiteboard. Not this one. I want to go to the whiteboard. How do I go to the whiteboard?
Whiteboard is
under which column? Must give commands, right?
I think you can go to your computer whiteboard.
Huh?
Like your computer, they should have an inbuilt whiteboard.
No, the Zoom.
Wait, Zoom have a whiteboard?
Yeah, I think that day my student, Sec1 student, told me there's a whiteboard. So you all can write your answer and share with everyone instead of typing it. That's what I was told.
But it's very troublesome to write with the mouse.
Oh, cannot type?
Oh, I think can.
Who can type? Is it annotation?
Can see?
Text.
We should already be able to write here.
Can see?
Yes, thank you, Xingchen and Howard. Okay, then we'll later get a piece of, okay, got it. Thanks, Xingchen. How, 谢谢. Okay, let's go through. Okay, let's go for this one. Why was peace threatened in the Asia Pacific? As you know that before long in 1940, it's already, we are having a, write down, thank you. Howard must drink a lot of water. I'm not sure, is it because you went for injection, that's why it caused your this this what do you call the sore throat. Okay. All right. So the peace was threatened in Asia Pacific. Obviously, it's because the Europe started first, and then because our dear Japan is itchy backside, want to attack China and expand the territory to Korea and Taiwan. Why did war break out in 1941? It's either now or never. So 1941 was the best timing because 1939, you know, Germany attacked Poland and so on, attacked Russia and move on. So it was the year of negotiations with the Axis power. As a result, Japan decided to verge to war, go into this war, right? To what extent was Japan forced to wage war? I think I'm going to show you the slide later on, okay? So like I mentioned, this SEQ will be more of the outbreak of World War II in Europe, so not so much in Japan. So let's see how it works out. So let's go through this topic here. Yes.
If you want
can
to
call
do
me
the
Uncle Raymond.
Uncle Raymond, if you want to do the whiteboard, right?
Yes, sir.
You press this share screen button, right?
New share.
And then there will be a whiteboard.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, then if you share the whiteboard, then it will be the whiteboard lah.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah, so
哎呀，谢谢你。
Okay.
ありがとう，谢谢。OK， 谢谢。哎呀，感恩、感激、感谢、感动，送你8个字，恭喜发财。OK， let's go through the slide itself. Okay, I'm going to go through the slide now. Please pay attention, especially the Sec3 students. There may be one question coming out for the end year exam, so take note about that. Okay. Let me share the screen. Okay, today you just sit down and then later on there will be some quiz. Your exam is last week that we all answer questions. And then of course, until today, I don't receive any exam paper from the 3 of you. So hopefully next month is a new student performance appraiser. I hope instead of 3, which is do not hand in homework, it should be do not hand in homework. Because it's you do not hand in homework. The student does not hand in homework will be number 3. Number 2 is Number 3 is hand in half homework. Number 2 is does not hand in homework. Number 1 is does hand in homework. So 1 is a full homework, 2 is does not, 3 is half hand in. So please, all right, take note on that. Okay. Now, let's move on. Japan expansions of this expansion foreign policy is very obvious. Why is it very obvious? Now, Japan has a limited resources. Please write down. So, because later you know why I mean by limited resources. Look at this picture, this graph here, this map. This is Japan. Compared to China, you see, it's all interland locking. If you studied, last time if you studied geography, I mean. So Japan is surrounded by sea. So if really we want to attack Japan, we just surround the whole island. So the same thing, if they want to attack Singapore, the enemy just surround us, can really. Okay, straight away, agree on Ethan. Okay, right, just surround us. 你没有听过四面楚歌这个成语 Ethan？ 什么意思
Sorry？
你懂它的意思了？它的来源是什么吗？四面楚歌。因为楚国被包围了 ，so the enemy play the 楚国的 song, you know, to make them feel very homesick, you know. They say like, give up lah, your family is waiting for you at home. Why you want to die for this emperor or this king? You know, it's like you're already surrounded already. You should die one. Don't waste time fighting with us. So it's like demoralizing them, you see. So it's very cool. You see, our Chinese idiom is so powerful. 四面楚歌是如果没有记错是七国 the 7 kingdoms, which is finally the 秦国统治中国天下. So very interesting. I really like China history so much. So then you know this is the one here. So that's the reason, because of the limited resources, no choice. So what happened? You have to buy resources from oil. You see, until today, if Japan is not going to export and import, they will sure die. So remember, children, a country cannot work well for that. What happened, Xing-Chen? Why you look until like that? Are you okay? You okay, Xing-Chen?
Yeah.
Okay, because the way you look, I don't know what happened. Okay, the Great Depression caused many countries to stop selling goods to Japan. Why? Because 他们自身难保. They can't even take care of themselves already. So sorry. Okay, today you can see my new chair. See my new chair. Wow, very good, very comfortable. And it's called Lamborghini chair. I bought it from Taobao, Lazada, but shipped from China. So I make, now I have a very nice cushion. Okay. A very nice sitting. There you see my chair. Very good. I can lean against this. Finally. You not every time I cannot, my head are so tired after the tuition. Okay, just to share this. Okay, now next is that strong military government in Japan also wanted to build a powerful. So this is one of the reasons. Remember that day we are talking about which reason is more important. Why is the reason? Okay, Japan saw expansionist policy and foreign conquest as a valid reason to solve its problem. Okay, so it's like, you know the recent case about the 13-year-old boy, right, was being hacked by the 16-year-old boy. So what is the reason? Is it because of stress, or is it because of the 16-year-old mental health reason? Or is it because of very stiff competitions in the school? Or is it because of bullying? Okay. Let's say I ask Ethan, which one do you think is the most valid reason? I will ask Ethan also. Which one do you think is the most valid reason?
I feel it's Japan had limited resources.
No. I'm talking about the 16-year-old boy. Is it because of stress, because of mental issue, or family issue, or study issue, or this what issue? Or is it because of bullying issue? 5 issue. Which one do you think?
I think maybe bullying issue.
Bullying issue, huh? How about you, Xing Chen?
Maybe stress or some mental issue.
Yes, it's a stress issue more than bullying issue. Because stress can be from bully, can be from study, can be all these things. So that's caused him to have a mental. So guys, remember, Ethan, I know exam is coming. Don't stress yourself. Huh? Just do your best. Is your DSA result out already?
Not yet.
So long?
It's out somewhere in August.
No leh. The other student DSA result came out. She did not get into the Eunora JC leh.
They say it's August 13th. So
okay, all the best. So you got RJ and BJ, right? Okay, I pray that you can go to RJ because it's same R with me, Raymond. Too far away. So this is one of the reasons, because he found that okay, can you copy these 4 points? Korean is for cotton and wool. Taiwan is for sugar, and Manchuria is for mineral and wheat. At the same time, Southeast Asia is confirmed rubber and oil, which is the Malaya. Because Malaysia got rubber, right, Xing Chen? Correct. You just knock your head, will do lah. Right, Xing Chen? Are you okay? It looks very tired. Is it because of injection? Is it our injection?
Injection was last Wednesday.
You know what? The other one, Alicia, after injection, she was sick for 3-4 days. Then she was asking, where are you? Want to continue argue with you. I say, wait, next round. Okay. So they all like to argue with you on proper topics. Don't worry. So, okay. Next, we have created the idea of a greater East Asia prosperity sphere. Please write down this one, very important. Can you write down? Because Japan want to have Asia for Asians. Okay? Copy down already, yeah? So they just want to get rid of the Western power out of Asian country, which is nothing wrong, but thanks to them, they managed to get rid of the Western power, like from France, from Vietnam, Spain and US from Philippines, and then Indonesia from Holland or Dutch, Netherlands, and what else? Which country? I think that's about it. Britain from Malaysia and Singapore and Brunei. Okay. So write down Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. Then Okay, this one is also another reason. So in 1931-32, Japan already started to want to attack Manchuria for resources. Okay, the Mokon's incident was used as an excuse for Japan to invade and control Manchuria. Okay, the League of Nations condemned Japan, but Japan walked out of the League of Nations. They can't do anything. It's just like it's like the student in the class, the teacher scold him. So by right, they say the student is sleeping in the class or playing handphone or talking, and then the teacher give him warning 1, 2 times, he still don't want to listen up. Then the teacher say, okay, I'm going to tell the discipline teacher, but these students just don't care and just walk out of the classroom. And then by walking out of the classroom, by right, you are considered double punishment indeed, without not respecting the teachers. So it should be double punishment, but end up this student walk out of the classroom. Not only he didn't get any punishment, it was like letting him off. And next day he came back to school as per normal. So this is what happened. And then people find that this League of Nations was one of the reasons, the witness of it, that caused Japan to take this opportunity to expand, to enlarge, and to evade, okay, this our dear China. Okay. So Japan could freely declare war now without the League of Nations. It's just like the teacher throw this boy out of the classroom. He's now able to roam freely, to go to the toilet, to the library, to the canteen, or even better still, he took his bag out of the classroom and go home. So it's kind of like 目无中人, disrespect. 目无中人. That's why Japan don't look at it, the League of Nations, with disrespect. So this is another one, the Sino-Japanese War against, at this time, all the way. The tension between China and Japan was already high due to this invasion of Manchuria. As you know, Manchuria is one of the part of China. Please take note of this, the Marco Polo Bridge incident is in China and triggered the full-scale invasion of China by Japanese. I tell you, this is just a very lame excuse that Japan took this as an opportunity to annex the weakening of China. That's why you got see the, do you know who is Chen Zhen? How Ray, do you know is Chen Zhen? 一晨，你懂陈真吗？你们没有看李小龙的戏，没有看那个叶子丹的戏啊？陈真
没有。
哎呦，哎呀，你们这乖乖孩子没有不喜欢看武侠小说功夫啊 ？Okay, this Chen Zhen is actually was one of the reason why there's this thing. How you feel? In one of the movie they were saying that in China only human and dogs, but no Chinese is allowed into the garden. Yi-Chen, will you feel very disrespect and like stepping on your face? It's on your own soil, right? Correct. So these Chen Zhen's friends want to go into the garden. The Japanese guy told that friend, say, unless you are my dog, then I maybe 勉强可以带你进去, but you must bark like a dog and walk into the garden. If you are Chen Zhen, will you feel like punching the Japanese guy? Yes, right. Listen. Like obviously, like very, very sad, huh? This is how in my own homeland I'm being discriminated and looked down by the Japanese people. 真的是他们所说的东亚病夫, the weakening of the East. That's why enough is enough. Now you know why China is getting stronger, to ensure, enforce, and enable their military strength against foreign invasion, which is not wrong. So the LON also, because of Japan, not only that, the Hitler also took another actions. Okay, too distracted by Hitler to take any actions against Japan also. The Western power also, this is not really Hitler took any action against Japan. That means these two decided to work on hand in hand to that, okay? Then Japan took advantage of this one, and LON did not have the power or authority to stop Japan. Can you write down these 2 points? Very important. Because this is one of the reasons they might ask you, is it true because of the weakness of League of Nations that caused that Japan go to war in the Asia Pacific? Well, it is true. It is true. Because you do not have the watchdog. You do not just like this guy who's out of the classroom now, he can roam freely in the whole entire school compound unless somebody caught him, be it another teacher or another discipline, but happen that he's able to run about without, do you know that when you get out of your classroom, you must have a permission pass, right? Right, Ethan, do you have in your school? Don't have. Xingchen, do you have? How Wei, do you have? No, okay, by school, last time must have a permission pass. So let's say, for example, Xing Chen and Yi Chen want to go toilet. There's only 2 pass. Okay, then I'll give you, then you all 2 go toilet. Then how they want to go to toilet, you have to wait for one of them to come back. This is how it works. Okay. So that means there's no pass, like recently the stupid lady who never put on the mask say, do you have a badge? So this one, that means the lead of nation lost the power of not just the authority, but the power to control right now. The power to control and to prevent those big country or countries that want to expand. So this shows the weakness, not just the lead of nation, the weakness to safeguard right now, the weakness to safeguard the interests of those countries that are weak, that is being bullied by another country that is stronger than them. Okay. So next one is the outbreak of war in Europe. Okay, Hitler aggression in Europe triggered in 1939. This gives the Japanese another confidence. Hey, hello, come lah. We can attack our dear friend anytime, maybe. I'm not scared. Because now all the focus and attention is in Europe. So Britain and France forced their forces in Europe, leaving their Southeast Asia colonies unprotected. Okay, Vietnam was controlled by France at that time. Britain, of course, is Malaysia and Singapore and Brunei. Okay, and Myanmar also, Myanmar. So it was quite a big colonies power from the British. By right, with so many countries, colonies, they should have enough forces to fight in Southeast Asia against Europe. Against Japan. But that didn't happen because Britain's weaponaries and arsenals, should I say, that are not enough to somehow safeguard. That means their expansion, they are too focused in Europe. So they only take care of their motherland instead of the colonies' power. As a result, after World War II, a lot of colonies' powers decided to break away from Britain to be independent because they, hey, hello, excuse me. When I was in deep shit and trouble, you guys ran away without protecting us. Wow. Now, after the war, you come back and take care of me. How you feel? Ethan, you agree, Ethan? It's just like, sorry, I'm just joking, Ethan. Can you pull down your camera a bit now? I want to see how your expression is. Ethan, how would you feel? Let's say, then now you need help. Then suddenly your parents walk out of your life. You feel very sad, huh? Right now. But later, after 10 years, 哇，好像那个中国的那种 drama, after 10 years, 10年后, you know what? 哇，义成 become Jack Ma the second. 哇，很有钱的 Uncle Raymond 也是要来找你。不管你走到天涯海角，我一定要寻找你，义成。Then your parents, remember your parents gave up on you 10 years ago, then come and look for you. How would you feel? Even though it's your parent, you get me now? You feel very, wow. When I was down that time, you run away. Now I'm very super successful. You come and look for me, even though you are my biological parents. You get me now? So this is how these people in Southeast Asia feel. Wow, but very frustrated. And then the worst thing, I'm not sure you all learned this in Sec1. Do you know after World War II over, when the British came back to Singapore, Ethan and Xing Chen, are you there, Xing Chen? Okay, so when they come back, the British tell the Chinese, okay, listen, hurry. Okay, you guys are Chinese, right? Now you must compulsory serve national service. Do you know about this one in your Sec1, Sec2 history? Can you still remember? Okay, serve national service, okay lah, understand 保卫国家嘛，没有错。But there's one condition though. They asked the Chinese in Singapore to be a national service army to fight against the communists of China. Yes, don't laugh. It's like, huh? 你头脑进水啊? I come from China to work here. Now you want me to, after the war, I go
fight
back.
myself.
No, 打死对咯。我的 right hand 打 left hand 打 right hand 你头脑进水啊. And then the worst thing is what? They forgot all these are from 南洋下来的嘛，对不对? They come all the way from China. Like my grandfather come from Putian all the way to work in Singapore. Correct now. And then during World War II, a lot of Singaporean Chinese donate a lot of monies and materials to China to fight against Japanese. Then you ask me to fight, so a lot of them rejected. Okay? But because they cannot accept communism, so this is where the start of Cold War. You didn't know about this, Ethan? It's supposed to be mentioned in Sec1 and Sec2 history. Depends on the history teacher.
I forgot about all the Sec1 and Sec3 history.
明白. You see, for you, you only study 1 year of the history there. For Uncle Raymond, I've been teaching this history from Sec1 to Sec4 for 15 years or so. 是不是捆瓜烂熟了 ？Okay, 对吧? Inside out already. Of course, some part I like remember the solidarity. That time Ray Chen was asking, right? Ran Chen or Ray Chen was asking, right? Solidarity, right? That means the unity of the country, right? I used the word solidarity. So it's the changes of the words are mistaken for me, all right? So America was supposed to be the isolationist. Okay, 就是独自的, they don't want to involve. Because of the World War I and World War II, World War I, they decided to also don't want to involve. But after World War II, you realize Americans would involve any single war as long as communists involved. So Japan expected Americans to ignore their invasion of China. So you see, because they know that American is 自私自扫门前雪, they just only clear their own snow in front of their doorstep, don't care about it. So they took this golden opportunity to attack. So however, America decided to quarantine aggressor nation like Japan for invading. So he quarantined. So no, that means he don't want to sell things to Japan. Okay, so what happened? Of course, Japan not happy lah. They also provide military aid like, wow, you embargo me for not buying things from you from US. Japan also fed up because US also sent military aid to China to fight against the Japanese. Now, this one, the cancel of the 1911 commercial treaty, this is also in line with the China Revolution in 1911. 中国大革命. This is where I think, if I'm not mistaken, from my history background, I also studied this for my exam. It was, I think, if I'm not wrong, is under Sun Zhongshan. Okay, get rid of the Qing dynasty. Okay, so then they write down a trade embargo. This one is very important. Trade embargo means to cancel everything. That means 我不要跟你做生意. I don't want to sell things to you, Japan. You get lost. So Japan fed up, okay? So Japan attacks Pearl Harbor and then declares war on US. So 你做初一，我做15. An eye for the eye, a tooth from the tooth. You see, 12 minutes before bombing of Honolulu, Japan replied to US is delivered. 哇，先斩后奏嘞，一成。这个是孙子兵法其中一个36计走为上计，听过吗？一成，星辰，听过？星辰 ，Hello， 星辰 ，this one you must know 了。36计走为上计 ，Do you know what is that? The art of war. There are 36 ways to counter attack your enemies or to prevent confrontation with the enemies. If you want to know what is the 36 methods of countering attack, please go and read out the art of war. Okay, it's very interesting. This Sun Tzu who came up all these ideas is very interesting. Okay, so this is one way of getting rid of US military might in for the Navy forces. You see, the sea, air, and air might hold against England and US by Japanese. So this is what this you can see. This is a real life picture. The bombing of the Pearl Harbor. And then world developments in the 1930s. Japan responded attack on Pearl Harbor. American trade restriction weakened Japan's considerably. Military leader in Japan demand aggressive response. So Japan attacked the American fleet in the Pearl Harbor. On the same day, they bombed Philippines. On the same day, Philippines, Malaya, and Singapore simultaneously. But why Pearl Harbor? Xingchen, later I ask you how way you can type in the answer. Why do they want to bomb Pearl Harbor? I start first. It's the eye of the thorn. Sorry, it's the thorn in the eye, not eye of the thorn. What am I talking? It's the thorn in the eye. 眼中钉. Why? Why bomb Pearl Harbor? It's
like, I think it's because it's quite a strategic location.
Strategic locations.
Strategic
locations for the American to prevent the expansion right now. To prevent the Japanese expansion for the military might. Thank you. Xingchen, why do you think they bomb Pearl Harbor? Why they don't bomb Singapore first? They can simply send the ship and bomb Singapore, correct? And then attack outwards. But why they bomb Pearl Harbor?
Maybe to prevent the US military from interfering with their actions in Southeast Asia.
Very good point. Write down, guys. Can you repeat to the class, please, slowly? Yeah, it's an obstacle for them. So in order to get rid of this big giant, I can slowly attack the small little giant. Can you repeat what you say, Xing Chen? Very good.
To prevent America's military from interfering with Japan's expansion in Southeast Asia.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. How Ray, you can type out on How Ray. Waiting for How Ray to type it out. Huh? So I move on to the next slide. Huh? So revenge for American trade embargo. That's one reason. 我都讲了咯，一直你做初一，我做15咯。I want to trade for you this like that 咯。Oh, very sad. The fleet of Pearl Harbor was prepared to defend Southeast Asia against. So you see, if I don't get rid of the Pearl Harbor, if I go and attack Southeast Asia, US can come from behind. Can write down. US can come from behind and attack us. So 没有防备. That means they are not ready. They are not prepared for the surprise attack by the America. So it's a very strategic. It's just like in business. Very, very super obvious. Okay. So waiting for you, Harry, if you can type in. So Japan's hope to strike a quick knockout blow against US. So it's a quick attack. Okay. It's just like the Germans, the quick attack. You know what I mean? The Ruskies attack very fast. Zoom, attack fast. But because Pearl Harbor is in the Pacific, so to go to the other parts of Southeast Asia, they must pass through the Pacific, and the American fleets will prevent and delay their progress in expanding their military navy power. All right, that will be a good one if you add these keywords. Well done. Okay, to expand their military navy power. Do you realize that Germany don't expand the navy power so much, except the U-boat? They expand their power by using the tank and the big guns because they are all in Europe. So all the countries are intact. So they need fast-moving tank, like the Germans, Leopard, Tiger, and German Leopard, Tiger, and this one, what? Was it Cheetah? Can't remember. Okay. Whereas Japan's is expansion of navy because of the island hopping in Philippines. And also the movement of because of Philippines got so many islands, and they also want to move about because they need to travel down because by sea is faster by road because at that time the road itself because of the 凹凸不平 and then it's all jungle and forest, so very hard to penetrate, and because of malaria disease and things like that, so they cannot bear through the thick forest. They'll take a longer time. So by using the Navy flying there with the aeroplane, the aircraft carrier will attack faster. Okay? So attacking Pearl Harbor will help Japan to expand its empire without fear and get revenge against America. So write down this point, very important. Next, the outbreak of World War II in Asia. Oh, mine is finished. This one finished. Okay, so this is one. Okay, I want to show you this one. Okay, the cost of World War II. Okay. To what extent was Japan responsible for the Pacific War? I think to a very great extent. Okay, because of this, the war that Japan created was so devastating that it attacked mostly about more than half of Asia, or should I say not only the majority of Southeast Asia as well as the eastern part of Asia, which is China, and also expanding to further on to a bit of the tip of Australia, Darwin. And they are so aggressive that they also want to move all the way. 一晨，有没有听到那个 the Death Railway from Burma to India? Okay, this Death Railway 没有啊，有吗？ So there's all the prisoners for the Allied forces were sent to build the death railway in Burma. Why the railway? Of course, you know lah, they are traveling all the way from Burma to attack India. Wow, 真的是人不足蛇吞象. They should actually station at somewhere Myanmar already, and then start to build up their strength. They're just expanding too fast. It's just like a business. If you extend too fast without the manpower, the enough money, the material, and the management to run. You see, you're going to a war, right? Yichen and Xingchen and Hao Rui. Do you all agree? Thumbs up, just thumbs up. Do you agree? Fighting a war is not about soldiers. You need capable leader like the generals. Agree? Just thumbs up with your emoji if you agree. Thank you, Yichen. Thank you, Hao Rui. Xingchen. You agree? Without a general, how to fight? You're asking 那个小兵 to lead another soldiers. That means you're leading them to death. You do not know how to plan. A leader need to plan, not 纸上谈兵, need to plan how to move your soldier, how to do a surprise attack, how to defend, how to do a recce. All these things needs a lot of tactics and experience, general, even a captain, a lieutenant or major, a lieutenant colonel or colonel, you name it, all the officer. But sadly to say, during the war, a lot of officers is either KIA right now. KIA means kill in action, MIA means missing in action, CIA means capture in action. So you see, to groom a leader, a general or a captain as per se, you need many years of grooming and a lot of things to investment. Okay. So Japan as an imperial power, some urge Japan planned for war for early. Already they decided to want to go further, okay, and they are so greedy. Negotiated peace was aimed at keeping the enemy off guard. So you see, 36计. So that means that, hey, no lah, this is what our dear Chamberlain was being cheated and being forced to think that Germany want to have peace because of the appeasement. Stupid, right? So you see, they are doing it in such a way that they are disguising to make sure that the allied power or their enemies thought that they are really want to talk peace. They really want to prevent a war. They really, I'm talking about Japan, they really want to mind their own business for not expanding, okay? But their goal was to conquer the world. Japan has a traditional and European style of imperial power. Through the co-prosperity sphere, Asia for Asians, and Japan started in the war by taking too many risks. Okay, so too many risks because overpopulation is one. Okay, that is the reason why they have to do something because of the overpopulations. No, it's just like in the country, if there's over unemployment, as a minister, as an emperor, as a leader, you are very worried because unemployment means a lot of families have no food to put on the table, no job. As a result, what happened? You will cause chaos and crisis and confusion. So Japan as a liberating power forms Western domination, not dissimilar to the USA dominance in South America. Okay, this one you can ignore that. Thus, Japan fought the defensive war triggered by American embargoes. This is more important. The other two is more to the next level of history, so just not really that important. Okay, I can tell you is that because they just want to be the same as Western power, to learn from them. Hey, hello, excuse me, guys. You all can just take country like that, or conquer. I also can do the same. How come you can do, I cannot do? Crazy, correct, Ethan? Ethan, do you have brothers? You're the only child. Serious, only child. So 要风得风，要雨得雨，对吗？对不对？要风开风扇呐，要雨去shower开那个shower，哗啦啦啦的下雨了，看到大家嘛都在跑，那个shower咯，每个都可以。所以等一下 after exam 完，after tuition 完，你跟你 daddy 妈咪讲，妈咪 daddy uncle Raymond 讲说我要风得风，要雨得雨。哎呀，真是这个儿子讲话这么没有礼貌，没有吗？要风我就开风扇就有风咯，要有等一下去冲凉就有shower咯，对不对？跟 You see, recently the Ministry of Education, Chan Chun Sing, say that why the children are so stressed, because the Asian parents or the parents in Singapore do not know how to communicate, do not know how to understand the children. Yichen and Harvey and Xingchen, may I ask, does your daddy come to you and give you a hug and plant a kiss on your face? Is there anything wrong? Nothing wrong, huh? Yichen, you may. The way you laugh,
My father not currently in Singapore.
Oh, okay. Never mind. How about mommy?
Sometimes. But
no, nothing wrong, huh? Correct now. Okay. Xingchen, you ma? Mommy kiss you on the face. Why you don't like? Only your girlfriend can kiss you. Hey, just kidding, Xingchen. Don't know. How are you, ma? Mommy, you may kiss me, 抱你。没有。Sometimes good. Hey, Ethan and Xingchen and Harry, do you agree that you thank God that mommies can still kiss you and hug you, huh? There are some up there, millions of children don't have parents to hug and kiss. They have to draw a mommy face on the floor to show that, then they put themselves inside the mommy that the drawing to show that the mommy hugging her. Poor thing, right? So please, 当你拥有的时候，你要珍惜, you must treasure it, okay? So this is what I meant here about the West, the US dominant in South America. They are so aggressive. They think they are the number one with the power. They can start attack Mexico, the Fiji Islands, the Bahamas, you know Bahamas, right? You know Bahamas, the Bermuda Triangle 那边那些 country. That's because they are small. 大欺小，这个世界是大鱼吃小鱼。Okay, the timeline of event prior to the Pacific War. Okay, this is the timeline. You don't need to remember, just to show you only. Okay, then 1941, Japan signed a non-aggression treaty with the USSR. Wow, this USSR very poor thing, right? First, he was being cheated. He married with Hitler. Then after that, 1939, he divorced. Hitler attacked him. Okay, then after that, he go and remarried Japan. And Japan also divorced him. Oh, he also get divorced. Poor thing. I tell you, sometimes from this history, people always say you never learn from your history. You never learn what you have done. Once bitten, twice shy. So June, you see, attack. Then Japan also attacked. So if you are Russia, Xingchen, Harvey, Ethan, if you are Russian, obviously, I tell you, you will join forces with USA and United Kingdom, 对吗, Ethan? Harry, agree on Harry. 对吗? If you are Russian, you definitely are. 你的前门是 Germany, 你的后门是 Japan. Then 你不要跟 USA 跟 USA 跟 United Kingdom 合作, then 怎么办? 你不是赔了夫人又折兵，两头不到岸。So you have to join the forces of the Allied forces, even though you have different ideology, because they have the same common enemy, which is Germany and Japan. And Germany also attacked USA and UK. Okay, and Japan also attacked USA and Japan. All right. So December, Japan attacked. Do you know when is the date? Xingchen, do you know when is the date that Japan attacked Pearl Harbor?
Don't remember.
Just give a wild guess lah. It's okay. Wild guess. Then you will remember. Trust me. From now on, you learn things. Don't just, I don't know. You have to go for it and do it. Wrong to wrong, 不用紧. Which day? Come on. The month and the day.
1941.
Huh? 141. Don't Google it, please. Don't go and Google and give me the date. Just offhand tell me. If you are in my classroom, you cannot use your handphone and Google. Please don't Google. Just tell me. Don't Google, don't play cheat, please. I don't want. Huh?
1st January.
Thank you. Okay, how about Harvey? Which day? Don't Google it. It's okay. Harvey, Ethan, Harvey, you can type, Harvey, which month, which year, which date?
Wait, sorry, what's your question? Which day what happened?
which day that Japan bombed Pearl Harbor?
Oh,
And on which one? This date is a super significant in history. 你不可以忘记的我跟你讲先啊。Because of this date and this month, the US declared war the next day.
It's somewhere in December, I think.
先跟我讲一个号码，我可以去买马票。快点，还是买多多
I think it's 7.
？7啊。浩瑞呢？不用紧，不用紧。Just give me a number and a month, so I can go and buy 4D this Saturday. 星辰讲 1st of January， 奕晨讲 7th of December。浩瑞 ，I give you a choice you don't need. You agree 星辰是 A， agree 奕晨是 B，A or B？ 星辰奕晨是 B 对啊，对了，是 7th of December。记住write down Pearl Harbor was attacked on the 7th of December. Yeah, this one you just know That's you see before that back in the 17th century they already have these ideas of attacking China, expanding Well, they are already so greedy to do that already. So this is the guys, the Japanese relation with the West. Don't need to know. Just give yourself this 1853. That was 200 years later or 100 years over. Then Japan do that. Okay, returns 1 year with later with American guns. So you see, the Treaty of Kanagawa in 1845 opened out Japan to the rest of the world. So Japan at this time start to modernize. Okay, since because of your this background flicking very irritating my eyes. Sorry, don't mind. You can just stop the things. It keep blinking because I'm looking at those screen. I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you. So because of that, Japan have the taste of modernization, and of course there are certain group like the shoguns, which is the samurai warrior and these samurai warriors are very 忠心耿耿 to the emperor. They don't believe in transformation to modernizations. So as a result, of course, you get internal warfare, civil war Of course, you know who won The power transformed from the ruling shoguns. Shogun 就是你懂to the emperor already. No more shoguns. That means like warlocks. Just like in China, they also got warlocks. 奕晨你没有看那个新少林寺的 movie 刘德华跟那个谁做？你没有看
没有。
哎呦，please get some light after exam Go and watch some movie, okay? The 新少林寺有成龙跟刘德华，还有一些很好的演员。I think 是什么冰冰什么冰那个 Chinese actress. And what happened that movie itself is to show the warlocks. 就是那个蒋世凯的那个 war. That means after the fall of Qing dynasty, every warlocks take certain parts of China, okay, and grew themselves and finally become 袁世凯。你懂who is袁世凯？奕晨。Okay. Yan Shikai is the very funny just to give you an idea how Ray and Xingchen. Xingchen, ready Yan Shikai is actually after the Qing dynasty fall. Yan Shikai ever say want to modernize China, but he himself want to become emperor. You guess how many days he become emperor? 100 days only. 他做皇帝100天，他还穿那个龙袍哇，他还跟他讲万岁万岁。100 days for Yan Shikai. Go and ask your parents. I think they did study this history. Very funny, okay? And then you watch the movie, also very funny. The whole case, thank God, 奕晨，你懂我什么比他好吗？奕晨，他整个是光头 ，at least Uncle Raymond 有头发。你笑什么？你当然要支持我吗？他整个头是光头must agree Okay, so limited democracy, this one not really important This is the one you must take note. Because of the industrialization in the 1800s, you have to learn this in your history in Sec 1 and Sec 2. Because of industrialization and the open out of the Suez Canal, people start to get more aggressive, the things, the inventions of the tin and the rubber, and also the inventions of the motor cars. So the Sino-Japanese War, the Japanese 21 demand, 21条理. You see, Treaty of Versailles only got 14 points. This Japan, when China asked to force a surrender, Japan asked for 21 points. 7 extra points. You all may not know 这他们讲这本21条，所以 make China to be very bad thanks to the young emperor of the Qing dynasty and the 慈禧太后, the empress dowager. This one just to give you ideas. Okay, China had to recognize Korea as an independent nation and ceded to Taiwan. You see? So that means Korea and Taiwan at that time belongs to China. You can imagine your forefather fight the country, fight until so hard to took over all this country and end up 他一手亲手捧给人家嘞 totally give away. Okay, I give it to you. Ethan, how you feel? You got 30 store in Singapore or 30 store in the worldwide. Then suddenly your great grandson 不好好吃懒做 or don't know he give away half of the 15 store to other. 如果你是在天有灵，你看到你会不会很生气？会一定So you can imagine so what happened is that because the emperor decided to, the last emperor Pu Yi is really decided to kill himself. I think he deserved it. He has 2 wives. Do you know that? Ethan. Jingchen, do you know he has 2 wives? Pu Yi. Very bad. At least you must share 1 wife with me. Ethan is laughing with me. Okay. So the further collapse of China. So you see what this Xi Jinping, the present minister premier of China, it's not wrong to build so many aircraft carrier to build the China military might. All these years, China has been annexing, attacking, and destroying by all the countries. Okay, Japan became the first non-European power to be considered by the Western as a world power. Look at this picture here. Okay, this is like China, the Huangzi. So it's to show this Japanese is very small, stepping on top of a Chinese soldier who showed that it's very large, very huge, but very useless and hopeless. Very like a weakling with such a big saber sword, but the samurai sword can even get rid of you. So please, China, 你是在我脚底下。每个中国人看了这个图案都不会觉得高兴。Ethan agree 了。星辰 you agree? 星辰。Hey, do you know this thing called Discord? Next time I'll show you,星辰。Ethan, do you know what is Discord? Wow. How, Ray, do you know what is Discord? It's apps, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, for gaming, right? Yeah, this one, correct. Discord, yes. It's gaming, right? No, send to the class chat. Don't just send to me. So everyone can read. Yeah, thanks. Chatting apps and voice chat. Wow, so good. Hey, something like WhatsApp, 星辰对不对? I didn't know. Yesterday I was teaching my Sec2 student about 8 or 9 students. They all know, except me, because I was showing this article, gaming for a living. They are so happy to read the article. Wow, uncle, I want to play game already. It's very good. Some say no, because inside the newspaper, they got talk about Discord. Now that I know what is Discord. Okay, Korean history timeline. So look at this background here. Look at Japan. Continue to look at this map. It's very important. You see, February 1904, Russia and Japan, you see? Japan further attacked Siberia here. Okay, and Japanese forces entered Korea. The Russians were convincingly defeated at sea and on land. So 那个海跟空海跟陆 was being dominated. What were the result of this war? The result is that they lost territory to Japan. And because of that, Japan is getting very excited. Same, Ethan. Imagine you open a store, you and your wife open the store, and every day, 蒸蒸日上, the business very good. Then you earn every day, at least your income got 10,000. Would you think of opening another store in Orchard Road? Let's say you're buying, you're selling, some bread talk 那种 concept, bread talk. Ethan, 你听过 bread talk 对吗? Will you want to open another store in Orchard? You will, right? 你慢慢 expand 嘛，对不对？你 expand 太快，你够那个 general 来跟你跑，对吗？你不可能一个人跑10间去做那个 dough, right? 做面包，对不对？你一定要请工人嘛，you have to employ people. So this is where history can tell you for business planning. Okay, so Singapore, you see, like later on, if you go to social study class in Sunday, people will share with you why diversity. Next topic, we are talking about diversity for, very fast, August is coming, 1st of August, some more social study. You will know that diversity is important because you need to recruit people from overseas. If not, how? How can we do that? Not enough people. Who is going to sweep the floor? All these things, or clear your plates. Now, because now is it not enough people clear the plates, so you have to put your plates back to the tray. If not, you'll get fined. And then now you have to employ this tray ambassador to go around and check people who putting back the tray. If not, I fine you. Oh, developed country like Singapore have to do these type of things. Okay, encourage Japan nationalism expansions and trigger a Russian revolution. Okay, Treaty of Portsmouth. Portsmouth is in England. It's a town, I think it's a town a town or city, cannot be a city, a small city in England, the northern side of England. No, southern side. Okay, political, I think for some. Political, economy, and military interests. Okay, Russia refused to pay reparations, don't want to pay Japan. You see, look at this map here. You see, these are all controlled by who? You see? So many islands there. Yeah, Iwo Jima here. I make it bigger for you. We look at this map here. Iwo Jima, you see? The volcano islands. This is the last part when the Japan defends the last fortress, 最后一个 fortress. What do you mean by that? Means the US sent the forces to attack Iwo Jima. If this one is being taken by the USA, good luck to them. You know why? Because all the planes from here can start flying and attack Tokyo. But because of this island here was last time controlled by Japan, the US has to come all the way here, somewhere here, from Philippines and further down some more, the Guam Island, Guam, the Guam Island to fly all the way to attack Japan, the bomber. Then it's a one-way ticket, one-way trip. They only can send the bomb and bomb Tokyo. By the time they come back, they still have to go through this part and then get attacked. So they have to fly, after bombing, they have to fly up to China. Then they end up somewhere into this place called the Shangri-La, somewhere in the desert. And most of the plane, the B-52 bomber have to land not safely to the airfield, but all land into the desert, and most of the pilots have to eject out from the plane and end up all the planes crash. So waste a lot of resources. This one is not shared in your school. They will not tell you all these things so much. Why is it is important? Because this is a strategic place that this Iwo Jima is where you watch a movie. Can you type down the letter to Iwo Jima? Okay, the letter to Iwo Jima will show that the general, I think it's a 3-star general or 2-star general, who about 30,000 of soldiers fighting for the last battle with the US. That was the most bloodiest, the toughest, and the most biggest amphibian attack. Amphibian attack means the sea and the, the word amphibian, the sea and the land attack. Guys, if you were to go for future study or scholarship in Singapore, SAF, Singapore Armed Forces Scholarship, you guys will have to study all this part of your history and military strategic planning. It's very interesting. I love it. So what characteristic did the new state of Japan show by 1905? Japan and World War I. World War I gave Japan new opportunity to expand. And then because the lead of nation demanded German's possession in Japan, in China. When Germany refused, they declared war on Germany. Okay? Funny, in the World War I, they fight against one another. World War II, they become good friends. 不打不相识, Ethan. Very funny. At first, they are enemy in World War I. Then World War II, they become good friends. So you see, I'm not sure you all heard this. 没有绝对的敌人，也没有绝对的朋友，还是没有绝对的敌人，听过吗？奕晨，这世上没有绝对的敌人，也没有绝对的朋友，
只有永远的利益关系。
对 ，very sad 奕晨。 Don't do that, please. Don't ever do that. Don't treat your friends like 一个棋子, like chessboard. Don't. Then don't be my student. Seriously. 你 treat 这样做生意的伙伴人家会看到你的庐山真面目. You'll see your true color. Don't do that. Always do with your HIST, honesty, integrity, sincerity, and trustworthy. If not, it's just a matter of time people will 看穿你的 the real true. Then I think you all play games. When you all play games and the people, I didn't know they got this newspaper article about gaming for a living. They say they can sponsor you as a scholarship to join in the game. They can even ask you to be a spy, to attack someone, to be nice, and then hack the person game and force them under the Discord, using Discord to cheat their freebies, their toys, and things like that. Oh my goodness. It's so unscrupulous. 卑鄙无耻下流不仁不义不忠不孝. Then this one. If Ethan, if you are going JC, if you want to take history, this is the one you have to learn on this. This is called the 21条例 from Japan, the 21 demands, 1915. Oh, sorry, this is before the Treaty of Versailles, 1950. I also forgot the year, sorry. 很久没有读这个. So this is a very unreasonable demand from Japan. It's just like 要 China 死无战胜之地. It's very really to pin them. So how can China from today forgive Japan? Hey, by the way, Ethan, Harvey, Xingchen, we are all from China, also Chinese. Do you all know about this 21 demand? Please Google it if you have time. You can look at their things. Xingchen. Thank you. You say these demands will give Japan the most influential economic and political position in China. No wonder they look down on us during that period of time. 你有没有听过那个李小龙他们是不是讲东亚病夫？听过这句话吗？星辰听过吗？东亚病夫 ，Harry 有听过吗？没有？Yes, you can type in the chat group. 星辰一晨有听过吗？ Yeah, in movie, but it's true, no? Harry is true, no? 一晨有听过吗？东亚病夫。一晨有听过吗？有啊。Okay. So this one, of course, because US already support China, because you must know that US also very greedy. To be honest, everyone also want to have a pie of China share because China has the richest resources. 就是你讲的议程，用什么利益咯？ Okay, so this one ignore. This one is really not so much detail. China felt betrayed by the US assurance. Okay, blah blah blah. Say Russia. Okay, this one just ignore. Japan support the. Okay, just to give you some ideas. Okay, USA, France, and Britain also sent forces. Then Japan. This is one of the Russian revolutions also. Okay. While this war is started, Russia also got their internal war. Okay, 1911 is the China Revolution. Okay, Russian is the 1917 revolution. Okay, so annexation of Germany, Pacific territory, racial equality clause to make sure that the Asian, which is good. This is something that I must say Japan has made the Asian to be proud that we are not being looked down as being the Asian people that has no integrity, don't have the respect. But this is something that makes us to wake up to see us as Asian that we are also very powerful. Okay. So Washington Conference, this one you know, okay, this one just okay, some years you have to know. Okay, just read through. You realize any minister who joined Japan is either being assassinated or don't know die for what reason. That means practically all these who support democracy, liberalism, Republicans cannot survive in Japan. End up it becomes military, which is dojo. See, even the law would say that. Okay, this guy also get assassinated later on. Why not? Is it assassinated over conflict? Malaka Gichi take over. Okay. This one, Yamaguchi became this, also get assassinated, unable to protect Japan against Great Depression. So the Japanese people are very aggressive in their own political economic situations, where they find that if the leaders cannot take care of their well-being, they will decide to overthrow them or take advantage to take over the weakness of the governments. If not, they will assassinate them and take over the ruling power and run their own agenda. What impact did the polling have on the development of Japan economy downturns, fear of communism? So that means they also don't like communism. Okay. This is the one they marched into the Manchu War. Okay. So a result from Guangdong Army plot, not the Japanese government. So surprisingly, there are some Chinese, they call the 走狗. You know what's 走狗, Xingchen? You know what's a 走狗? Running dog. 走狗 is running dog. Harvey, do you know what is 走狗? 一晨，你懂什么是走狗吗？解释给大家听 in English, please.
It's like, if you are someone's 走狗, then you are like their, how do I say, like servant like that. Like you follow them and then like whatever they, it's like whatever they say you follow. I think it's something like that.
Okay, I'm not sure the three of you, do you watch the Ye Wen Part 1, 第一集? Where got this guy who was a Japanese interpreter. He used to be working as a Chinese police officer. Then during World War II, he became a Chinese interpreter and people call him 走狗. It's like you are betraying your own race and you support another race, or you are betraying your own group of people, your own country, and you support another country to kill your own people in your own country. That is called 走狗. We call it the betrayer. Okay, it's a betrayer. Xingchen and Harry, I hope you take note now. A betrayer, do you know after World War II, when the Japanese surrendered in Singapore, there's a lot of betrayer, a lot of 走狗. At the end of the day, they die a terrible death. Seriously, they deserve, some deserve to die a terrible death because that's who might have the 同胞, his own people. Some are forced to be 走狗 because they have to safeguard their own interests and the family. But not all 走狗are bad. Maybe 1% are good, but the rest, when they support the Japanese, they deserve to die a terrible death. Okay, move on. Okay, this was calculated within Japan's within the Manchu War. Take note now. This one is not really in the exam. So Japan and Western relationship deteriorate. Western was alarmed by the bombing of Shanghai. So you see, you can realize the League of Nations after Council accepted the Lyon's report that investigation in the Manchuria crisis. So you can see, wow, I just pity these soldiers who are hanging around here. It's just a matter of time with the bomb, boom, bye-bye, or die. Okay, Japan pulled out of the Western Naval Treaty, so they really decided to attack the Marco. This is the bridge, where there's the soldiers, okay, the spark that was lit up. So this was during the Kuomintang. Yeah, with the nationalists running high. Under Chiang Kai-shek, Chiang Shi-kai, 不是袁世凯 two different persons. So the war in China was to lead directly to the Pacific War. Hey guys, if you all have not studied this topic for the Sec3 student, take note. It's true, no? I told you already. Now you understand why? It's this China's war that when Japan made to attack. Because China, China, the Manchu War or the Manchuria was taken by the Japanese, and this made the Japanese to get greedy, get more aggressive, and getting more agitated that he cannot expand fast enough, and getting the agony that because the US do not supply them with the oil, so with all the AAA factors, aggressive, agony, and agitated, China was being taken and they want to expand. So I'm not sure, Yichen, I doubt your teacher explained this to you, right? I don't think so, right? Did he or did she explain this part here? So this is the turning point, 没有哦，所以你知道了哦，Yichen, because you are Sec 4, you realize all along you thought it's the bombing of the Pearl Harbor that caused World War II, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the actual one, one of the main reasons of the Marco Polo Bridge. And because your textbook did not mention very detailed, you see, why I was wondering why they did not cover this in detail during your Sec 3 textbook. Okay, so this one, I might just to tell you, they are we protest to go against war because they don't want, why this not fighting until, okay, actually Japanese 屁股痒了去打 Pearl Harbor, until they attack Pearl Harbor, that's why they start to send the troop to counter-attack Japan. The New World Order in the East Asia called against the Manchu Guo. So this guy, I think, is Hu Yi of brothers. Okay. At the military meeting in 1940, it was agreed that Japan should establish herself in Indochina, Thailand, Burma, Malaya, and the Dutch East Indies. Dutch East Indies, please take note now, is in Indonesia, right now. To what extent was Japan's pursuing nationalism and imperial goals? Okay, the reason is that because they want to expand not just their minds towards the Asia Pacific, but they also want to control right now. They want to control the economic power right now. Yichang right now, Xingchang right now, Hooray right now. Okay, they want to control the economical power, so they can control as much resources as they can. Okay. On your camera, thank you. The Japanese closed the Burma routes and important supplies to China. So no choice. Do you know that because of this closure, this truck have to travel in a very horrendous, tough terrains. And the Burmans, they keep turning and turning to bring a supply to China to fight against the anti-Japanese. So they agreed, Japan signed treaty with our dear friend. You see, 1941, PM Konos was replaced by General Hideki Tojo. This is a very propaganda picture, you see. This is Hitler. This is Emperor Hirohito and Mussolini. So this is at the Pearl Harbor from the view of the, I think the Japanese plane, one of them. Okay, and now this is the one, the Guam. Take note of this island. Okay, the Guam was belonging to the American. Take note of GUAM. This is the place where the Americans has the air base where they can go and attack Tokyo. So you see, Japan already did their homework. Where to attack, when to attack, and why must they attack? So the US declared war on Japan on the following day. That is the 8th of May. I'm sorry. 8th of December, sorry, 8th of May is my birthday, wrong side. 8th of December. Okay, what was the impact of Japan relation with Germany? Initially was not very good because they want to have different ideas. And what was the impact of Japan? Of course, they have the war and USSR lost to Japan. And some of the island was taken by Japan. And after World War II, US took back even more of Japan territory. As a result, Japan asked for it. They lost even more territory. To what extent was the US responsible for the war in the Asia Pacific? Actually, they want to involve, but they involved because of the sake of involving, because our dear friend attacked him. Okay, so you got a lot of ideas from our dear, these two slides here. Now we'll go back to the, where is my, this one here. Okay, we've done these two already. So Uncle Raymond has covered this part here, the outbreak of the war in the Asia Pacific. Now let's go to the questions. Okay, here. Okay, I want all of you to type it up if you can, okay, and share, okay, in the chat group. All right, please type. Okay, let's go. What was the economic situation in Japan around 1930? Anyone? What was this? Who dominated the government in Japan at this time? What was their ambition? Describe the international economic situation that fuels military conflict among nations. How did Japan fit into this situation? Who was General Hideki Tojo? Explain what an ideology is and what ideology was propagated by the Japanese leader to unite the country behind the war. Explain what role belief in the emperor's special status played in the ideology. What role did racism play? The belief in the special qualities of Japanese and the other Asian people. Give an example of a situation where the Japanese felt insulted by what they perceived as the racism of Western countries. Now, all these questions are quite high level, may not be found in the textbook, except number 4 is the easiest in my opinion. Why I throw out these discussion questions? Because it's to give you ideas, because of all these restrictions by the Western power, from the Western power, and to watch against the Japanese spheres of influence, they have no other choice but to decide to expand it, okay? So never mind, this is just to test you. This 6 question, take note. Okay, when you are studying, okay, you can take a picture of it, but it's definitely sent to you by the lesson plan. You can look at it. Now, let's start with this one. Explain why Japan waged war in the Asia Pacific. Xing-Chen. Yes, please read.
Japan waged war in the Asia Pacific because she wanted to require resources. Japan had limited resources and had to rely on trade with other countries in order to import essential resources. However, restrictive trading practices made it difficult for Japan to obtain the raw materials it needed from markets it did not directly control. The Japanese thus developed an expansionist foreign policy of taking control of territories near Japan in order to support their supply of raw materials and resources. For instance, control over Taiwan allowed the Japanese access to an important source of sugar. Thus, Japan waged war in the Asia Pacific to secure resources for their own survival.
I think Singapore about sustainability, did Yi-Chen just left me? How is Xing-Chen? How is it? Is it true? Oh, why angry with me? Okay, yeah, lucky coming. Why angry with me? Yi-Chen. Well, Yi-Chen angry with me. You lock off. Yeah, bring down lah. Don't need to bring all the way up lah. Want to see your face.
Oh, cause my comm suddenly shut down. Cause
it's okay lah. It's okay. I'm just pulling your leg. Okay, I was talking about the reason why resources is very important to any country. That is why Singapore, you realize, is an island like Japan. In fact, Japan is such a very big island. They also got not enough resources. Singapore is even smaller than Japan maybe many times. But why are we able to have sustainability? Because we know how to use the resources wisely, with wisdom, and not to waste it, because we know how to preserve it and know how to reduce, recycle, and reduce it. So because of history, it tells you that resources is very hard to find, and sometimes some country will embargo it or prevent it, boycott, don't want to give you. 我不要给你哦，就是不要卖给你哦，怎么办？死了咯。最近不是那个 market 全部关到完 ，people don't no more seafood because of the fishery in Jurong closed down. How? We have frozen seafood, so we have alternative. We have backup. 未雨绸缪. We have a save for rainy day. So this is something like that. But because the Japan has used up the resources so fast, for whatever reason behind it, okay, one of the reasons is overpopulations. Okay, that is why last time China decided to have one-child policy, because they worried that the resources is not ready to meet up. And because a lot of people died during the culture revolutions, during the Mao Zedong era, and before that in the Qing dynasty, they saw this history itself and they don't want to repeat history. They want to make sure that the people in Fengyi Zhu got enough to survive through with a proper shelter. Okay, that's why resources, take note now. If you are doing these questions, you must take note that resources is one of the reasons why Japan has to go to war. Back to you, Yi-Chen. The second paragraph.
crisis in Japan also led to Japan waging war in the Asia Pacific. Japan faced internal economic problems due to the rapid population increase and shortage of land for farming. This affected the availability of land for farming as farmers did not have enough land to grow their crops and earn a decent profit to support themselves. The Japanese farmers also practiced traditional farming methods where planting and weeding were carried out by hand, and this was extremely time-consuming. Thus, it led to a shortage of rice and it caused unhappiness among the people. Therefore, Japan had to wage a war to find land to for growing of crops, which would then enable her people to survive.
So out of these 2 points, one is want to acquire resources outside. One is because of internal conflict. Thank you, Ethan. That's why it wage war because of internal economic situation. 就是very simple lah. A hungry man is an angry man. Okay, 一个人肚子饿了很生气 want to fight. So how? Now, because of overpopulation, right, Ethan, you're reading, that's why Japan is very aggressive to go for war, right? Do you think now Japan is also quite underpopulation because they are aging population under social study, right? Can I ask you if you all agree, thumbs up? Do you think Japan will 东山再起? That means it will rise to the occasions that they will wage war against China in maybe 10 or 15 years time to come? Do you think Japan has the capability to attack China? If you agree, raise your thumb up. If not, then you put the conflict. Serious? You think Japan will attack China in 10 to 15 years? How about how rate? Okay, maybe you can type, you say no to the group, direct message to the group. Xinsan, will you think Japan got the capability in 15 years or 20 years time to attack China? Because they're not happy, they lost already. Maybe not the World War II type of war. Okay. You are very close to my answer, Howray. Well done. Very close. Xinchen. Okay, don't disappoint me.
Can you repeat
I
the
say
question?
very lot good things to your mommy. Okay? And she's damn not happy with you. Xinchen, she's not very happy with you. She's very, very happy only. She's extremely happy for your performance. So they don't disappoint, uncle. You have done a very marvelous 1 month of hard work already. Don't screw up. Okay, your answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Do you think 15年后 okay, 15, 20 years, do you think Japan has the capability and ability to attack China as what World War II? So our dear friends, Howray, you cannot send to everyone. Send to everyone. Howray was saying maybe not the World War II type war. Okay, let me type and copy his answer to show everyone. That's what Howray is saying. I quite agree with Howray's answer. So Xinchen, what do you think? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
China is too advanced now.
Japan also very advanced.
China has a significantly larger population which they can draft. And they have
Wow, I like the way you use the word. You really use COD to talk to me. Call of Duty. China can draft conscript soldier. Wow, really COD talk. Okay, carry on. Well done. Then?
They also have a lot more.
Yeah,
like
you are referring
numbers
the day.
and
You are referring the day to China, because your day very ambiguous.
yeah. China has a lot more resources overall. Larger land, they can. I think they also have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, absolutely right, and Howry absolutely right. 一晨，请你解释给大家听，为什么 Japan 有那个能力打中国？
Like I'm talking about at that time
No, 15年后嘞，大哥。
15年后 then no.
哇啦，对啦，不是
I heard
15
at
年
that
前。
time. I heard like at that
No,
time,
no.
cause
15
that
年
time,
后 ，15 years or 20 years
oh,
later.
no, cause at that time, I heard right is at that time, then China has like 内部战争。
对咯。
Yeah,
So
that's why Japan can.
你看啊，that day 我们不是做 social study, internal security, external security 对吧？internal security 是永远最重要的，对吗？你那个 internal security 很强哦，没有人可以这么什么自攻一破啊，是吗？谣言不攻自破是吗？you see, I can tell you, huh?
I heard wrong.
It's okay, you heard wrongly. 没有紧，所以你也是觉得不可以，为什么啊，大哥？
Sorry.
为什么你觉得这本没有这个超能力来攻打中国呢
？One is the
one 什么？哇，我这里有 many point. OK. 来，希尔东京。
the China has more population than Japanese.
Which is okay, agree with what.
Yeah, so has a natural advantage of more troops.
他们吐一个口水就可以淹死他们了。True 啊。不要啦，不要吐一口水，那撒泡尿都够了。
Also, now like being one of the like because economic trading like centers, China's like getting more rich, so like their weaponry and military capability is definitely increased.
你们一直对还有吗？还有吗？
没有
你们一直讲中国多么强 ，You're saying China is so good, so strong, so powerful technology. But you don't forget, your enemy also may have the same advantage like you. And so what I think how Ray is saying is very good. Okay, because I know you're not having a good voice, it's okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, how Ray. I was thinking Japan there's a possibility to attack China by using AI. You know what's AI, all of you know? Xingzhen, you know what's AI, right? Xingzhen. I know you're doing multitasking one, I know. 2 computer and 1 laptop and 1 handphone and 1 tab. It's okay. So the AI, Japan was using artificial intelligence or even using your robots or using drones or using some chemical warfare or using some rockets or using some other things. The possibility Japan 可以跟你同归于尽. Okay. So in terms of, you see, why Japan, there is a possibility to attack China in this way because their technology is also quite advanced like China. And they also have very secret weapons we do not know, based on my understanding, based on my experience. But if 他们两个打就是不是两败俱伤的，是真的可能会同归于尽的。Even yes, you can say a lot of population this. You know, Japan's the attack behavior is also quite strong. But looking at their new generation of their attitude towards war, it's not so hungry and so fearful and so aggressive compared to their great-grandfather or grandfather era from Japan. So there you are right. Because China, because he went through a lot of history and because they do not they always have these reflections of how they are being attacked in the past. So they are always 有防范之心. That means they are always on the lookouts and alertness. I would say, in my opinion, yes, not only Japan cannot attack China, but Yichen, would you rule out Yichen, Harry, and Xingchen? Will you rule out there's a possibility that Japan will collaborate with other countries and attack China? 对吗?
Possible, but
对不对?
What I feel is that because it's many countries is like they have economic benefits trading with China.
Yes.
So maybe they won't.
That's why the leader must have good relationship with everyone. You are absolutely right.
I think I remember on the news something about Japan meeting back with Germany or something to talk about controlling China, and people were joking about a reunion, but
it is not joking, Xingchen. Now you remind me, I also read somewhere something like that. I don't joke, no, this type of thing. 你懂听过这句话历史重演啊？听过哈，医生 ？History may repeat itself. 星辰 well done. No doubt you're looking at me. You might be playing your phone, chatting. This doesn't mean you are not alert. Okay, you know, Uncle Raven. I don't care whether you're using phone or play game or whatever it is, but at least you're turn on and listen to some ideas. You know what I cannot say about you, Xingchen and Harvey, because when I'm doing Zoom and study, I also didn't really pay much attention to my lecturer. I will still mark my paper, WhatsApp, and sometimes I'm so boring, I'll play my Mega Police game. So I cannot say that you are not paying attention. If I cannot do 100% job, it's not right to say people cannot pay attention. 对吗，医生？对不对？好像我虽然警察，我是警察，我看到人家抽烟，对他犯法，可是我也不可以那个，因为我自己本身也是有抽烟过，所以 I understand 那个阴影。But I can go and attack the 酒鬼 because I don't drink alcohol, so I got the right to tell people not to drink. So you're right, Xingchen. I won't be surprised. It's good. I think you read somewhere, which is not wrong, because their economical power. Germany got Mercedes, got BMW, got Audi. Japan got Toyota, Honda, and Mitsubishi, and Nissan. China is coming out their own Tesla, something like Tesla car or car that is so nice and good. Even when I watch a China drama, the door they open up, the design of the car is so awesome. China is 经济不同往日了 the changes. And guys, the world is oyster for Hao-Rui, Yi-Chen, and Xingchen. If I were born in this era, I would be really going to study super hard. If not, I'm going to create a bloody expensive game. How many people can be like Jack Ma? In fact, China got a lot of billionaires. It's just that opportunity strike, guys. Okay? The next generations of China to see how it will be top above US. It all depends on all these generations of yours. Your grandfather and your great-grandfather and grandfather has done a very dirty and bloody and tough job to bring up what China is today. Your father is maintaining and building up for you. If you're going to screw up yourself and make China like shit, I tell you, 你死掉一层，你下去9前你不敢见你的祖宗18代。True 了，一层 ，if really we believe in this, right? 对不对？So 加油you all are very good. Okay, let's go on to the next paragraph. Okay, I read the next one. I will read the last paragraph. These two, I read the. Okay, Xingchen, can you continue this one? The Great Depression's the main reasons for Japan to attack Manchuria in 1931. Explain your answer. Die lah. Teacher got teach this one or not? Xingchen, about Yi-Chen, teacher got teach you this one? No, right. What happened in common exam? 死了咯. Let's do it. I purposely choose this question for you. Xingchen and Hao-Rui, take note. This question is also part of the learning inside your set 3. So you must take note how your teacher going to teach you. Go, Xingchen.
The Great Depression was an important reason for Japan to attack Manchuria in 1931. Due to the Great Depression, Japan plunged into an economic crisis. Her exports dropped, and this had an adverse effect on her industrialization program. As her industrialization was severely threatened and economy faltering, Japan decided to adopt an aggressive foreign policy to reverse her fortune. Hence, by attacking Manchuria, Japan could acquire the raw materials and ready market for Japan to improve her economic and industrialized conditions. Therefore, the Great Depression was a contributing factor in Japan's attack of Manchuria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This reminds me, Yi-Chen and Hao-Rui and Xingchen. Remind me of this Jurong fishery port. Because of COVID-19, the governments and the people have no other choice but to go for frozen seafood or to look for alternative by getting imports from Malaysia instead of, the Jurong fishery ports, all the seafood is getting from Indonesia. Because of this Indonesia fishermen who deliver the seafood to China, to Singapore, was most of them got COVID-19, was an asymptomatic carrier or really got ready about time to catch the COVID-19, spread to the Jurong fishery. So Singapore government and the buyer have no choice but to look for alternative. That is the frozen seafood. So it's similar to this case, okay? Because of the Great Depressions, Japan have no other choice. And because of the embargo by the US, jialat lah. I think we have to go and search for our own resources. And who else but Manchuria? Why? Very weak. Why? Because all the Chinese population at that time, they did very one bad hobby. What is the hobby? Can anyone tell me? Majority of the population have this. Anyone can tell me? It's 9:39. What is the bad hobby that caused the downfall of China? Start with O lah. What is that? Start with O. The long tube one. I won't be surprised at how the new Prime Minister of Japan is Chinese. You know why? You can dig out the history of him. Maybe his grandfather was killed in China during World War II. Okay, so there's a black bug there. Opium. Okay, opium is the things, okay, that caused this. And that's why Japan took the opportunity. Because of the war.
Opium?
Huh?
What's opium?
I also don't know what is opium. I anyhow say one. Let's ask Dr. Singh Chen. What is opium?
Is there an N at the back?
Yeah, correct.
I'm not sure.
Huh? Opium 你没有听过啊?
Like, is there an N at the back or M?
M for mother, the M, right?
It's a drug.
It's a OPIUN, 鸦片. 以前听过吗？鸦片。
Okay.
Yeah, opium 1, opium 2, opium war 1, opium 2. That's why 那个鸦片战争啊。
Opium war.
啊，就是害死中国，不是给那个澳门跟香港。哎，就是这样咯。Now you understand why people always take advantage of China, thinking that we are always that weak. 我们不要历史重演。Thank you, 星辰 ，Thank you， 一晨，your turn.
The need to find room for Japan's growing population was an important reason for Japan to attack Manchuria. The rapid increase in population created a problem for Japan because its farmers could not grow enough food for all the people and they needed more space. As Japan is a mountainous country and there was not enough room to house all the people, the Japanese adopted the strategy of overseas expansion to get more food, more land and more food, and food. The attack on Manchuria in 1931 was part of this strategy and therefore it was an important factor in leading Japan to attack Manchuria.
I remember this question was asked about 3-4 years ago. I think when I was in my old school. Mr. Xiong, 这种 answer 这样也可以啊? I didn't study 嘞，可以吗? It's true, right? Agree now. It's a fact, right? True now. So you see, if this question come out, Hao Rui and Xing Chen, you should do this question there. Because nobody, unless your teacher really go in depth and explain, if not, if this question come out, I think it's jackpot for the three of you. It's so straightforward, right? Actually, 不用读都可以嘛，对吗，星辰？对不对？ It's Hao Rui, I think you agree on Hao Rui. It's a very logical question, right? By looking at the situation we are talking about during the slide I'm showing you, it's a witness of the lead of nation expansion policy limited resources Japanese overpopulation Why I keep okay? So this is one of the few reasons. You won't miss out one. So 它来来去去都是讲这么多，因为在 attack Manchuria 就是这几个样。Okay, the ability of the Japanese army to make its own decisions was an important reason for Japan to attack Manchuria in 1931. So it's a expansion policy. So this question is all the three answers. That's what I discussed just now during my slides. In 1928, the officers of the Japanese army bombed trains carrying the Manchurians warlord so that the government in Tokyo will take control of Manchuria. Wow. 所谓什么先斩后杀 something like that, okay? So when this did not materialize and the army escaped punishments for action without orders from the government, the army simply got bolder. By right, you shall not do that, right? That means it's considered murder already. So you see, it's just like the boy getting out of the classroom and then roaming around in the school without the discipline punishing him. So monkey see, monkey do. Then other student in others class, hey, this boy from this class 3E1 come out, no nothing wrong. So 3E2, 3E3, 3E4 also can do that. So this is the 变本加厉. In 1931, when the train carrying Japanese passenger outside the Mukdens exploded, the army accused China of being responsible and seized Mukden. The Japanese army proceeded to take over the whole of Manchuria from China. Do you know that these Mukden's incidents on the Marco Polo Beach is actually pre-planned one? 牺牲小我，完成大我. So they already get these few Japanese who are very innocently die for the sake of the country without A, maybe they know they need to sacrifice to create a war with China, or B, they are innocently just walking there, was told by the officer to go there, and then his own sniper, or already there's a bomb there, and people are boom. They say, oh, it's from China because it's on your side there. So prior to that, maybe 2 days ago, they already planted a bomb there. So the Japanese army proceeded to take over the whole of Manchuria from China. Therefore, this shows that the ability of Japanese army to make its own decision contributed to the attack on Manchuria. Now, out of these 3 reasons, to me, the last one is the main reason. Okay, this is already, they use this excuse. Because the first 2, no point. No matter Great Depression or overpopulations, if you have no reason to attack someone, you have no reason to go. So this, they create a reason, an excuse, and an opportunity to seize it and use it to attack Manchuria, and then put it in such a way, okay, we need this land, therefore we got ability, resources to use it. Ethan, do you agree with me? 好像我要打抢，对吗？我已经有那个概念去打抢了。可是我要打抢这个银行 that means I already know that the reason is there, so I go in to rob the bank. Or is it because I got no money, I rob the bank? Or because my family not enough money to rob the bank? Or is it because I decided to rob the bank because this bank owe me money, make me very fed up, so I take this opportunity to rob the bank? Maybe not be a good reason, I just suddenly think of it. So to me is, which are the 3 reasons? Just a quick one. The last one is the main reason. Because of this reason, these Japanese people, listen carefully, attention, pay attention. Whatever you do, put down one side, listen. Whatever the overpopulation and all these things are bullshit. The Japanese already have the yesing, so they are already very, very wild at heart that they want to take this opportunity to attack. So they always create reason and excuses, like the Marco Polo Beach and the Mukden's incidents. I pronounce it Mukden. Okay, sorry. Okay, the Mukden incidents, and what else? The attack of Pearl Harbor is also, you see, they always find all these reason and excuses. And until today, you realize that they're always like, China were to build anything on the Spratly Islands, the 钓鱼岛, right? 依晨你听到吗? China built this, cannot build. This one don't belong to anybody. It's just a table in the hawker center, 对吗? 我坐在那边吃，我放我的 bag, 不可以 It's funny, unless this table is owned by the government, by those islands. You see? When China do everything, all the whole world cannot take it. What about now, Ethan? What about now these islands is controlled and then the US built things there? Wow,
And can lor.
I like the way you talk, like can lor, 我是赢了咯。赢了美国嘛，它有50个星嘛，中国才5个星而已。Get the joke 啦？ The flag got 50 stars, right? Since you understand, you get the joke, Harry. US got 50 stars, China only got 5 stars. 赢了咯。The flag lah, correct lah, Ethan. Very unfair. Sometimes I find it. It's not like getting hate US though. I think all along I like US a lot, seriously, because of their freedom of speech and the way they teach. This is how I always like to teach my students, to be free and wild and creative. That's why you see a lot of people like to go US, because of their education is really, that is supposed to be the way that you guys are supposed to receive. Not study a mandate, a monotonous and very dull way of study. Okay, so you see, you must apply in that way. But dislike, I don't say I hate US. I dislike the way they do certain things. Like this afternoon, my Sec3 student say, Xing Chen, Alicia was saying that, no, I'm not going to go US and study now. They hate the Chinese. Please lah. Not only US, right, Ethan? UK also hate Chinese or Asian. Australia also the same. Because they hate Asian people, you don't go there and study, man. No! We still have to go, right, Ethan, 对不对? We want to learn from the best. Even in Singapore also can die. You see that guy play basketball, play until the basketball court drop on him, right, and die. Oh, 连罗王要你3根死，你过不了4根。哎呀，命中注定啊，对不对？大哥。Okay, I already finished this topic for July. Of course, this one got no time. Maybe next one I will talk about it. This one, can you take a look? So, what can you depict from this map? Then, if you are the admiral of both countries, what would you do? How are you going to defend and attack in the battle? So I spell wrongly. Okay, battle of Midway. So this one, okay. Next week we'll bring this over to the August lesson. Okay, Ken? Because I don't want to take you too much time. Any questions? Did I share with you? Any questions, children? I stop recording now.